a brand new decade, time really does fly. Stronger bosses and stronger equipment, we'll really have to try. 24 full years of questing, making dead we've never been. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2010. Welcome back to May 13th, 2010. Back in hunting, out in the wilderness. There's level 87 Hunter. That is zombie implings and barehanding zombie implings. Not too great, just have like bones and stuff. And later, amphibious Jagex outside of herbal habitat. Just still doing this because it's a reasonable thing to do. Other skills in slightly awkward positions in terms of later updates and necessary levels to get. For the most part, we're kind of ahead of schedule for the skills we need for quests and stuff. So that'll be fine. 88 Hunter. Well, that is not yet charming moths, diseased Jagex, carrying Jagex, both outside of herbal habitat, or fungal spores. 89 Hunter. Well, that is going to be Crimson Skill Choppas and camouflage Jagex outside of herbal habitat. And lastly for now, with this Black Salamander, there is 90 Hunter. Milestone, achievement, unlocks and stuff. Pick up the last of the traps here before they despawn or anything. That last chunk of XP. I suppose we probably could get out of the wilderness here too. That'd be a fair bet. Don't need any of this stuff. Jump. And 19, teleport. Let's see what we got as actual unlocks at 90. It's gonna probably be nothing. Just things later. A mini quest requirement. Barehanded Snowy Nights. That's technically something, but we don't get to actually unlock it because we don't have 85 agility yet. So, can't actually do that. Could set up some Grave Creeper traps in Damonheim to get Tyrannomastix hides. Arctoidals don't exist, Bakami don't exist. Ports Adventure is later. Hunter Lodge Tier 3 is later. Killer Rex is later. Jingles out of Turbo Habitat is later. Speedy Whirligigs are later. So we get Dungeoneering stuff, which is going to be very common since it's got all the other skills. Now we actually get all the stuff in Damonheim, mostly. And if we have the agility, we could get those. So that's something. That's also enough Hunter for right now. We've got updates to get to. And not too many, all things considered. On May 19th, 2010, community game, the Triumvirate. Sign up on the forums, earn points at in-game challenges, gain ranks, join the lords, judges, and reavers. Minigame kind of things, but not actual minigames or community stuff. That's fun. On May 20th, 2010, live Twitter Q&A with Paul Gower. The transcript will be posted on the forums. Twitter Q&As. Wild. On May 21st, 2010, reminder, you need to be a member or send a postcard for the May Big Ticket Prize Draw. Or get your 1 in hundreds of thousands chance at the whole ticket thing. Anyways. And then, on May 25th, 2010, patch notes. Midrifts are covered for with some female tops. Water no longer flows uphill. No more invisible apple barrels. The lighthouse light spins again. Rance will talk to you about the correct quest that you're on. Faster passing through the barriers in Port Phasmatis. Reduced XP from some of the chests in the Thieves Guild. Jobs chat removed from Donnie. And that's the last NPC that had the old jobs system. So now that's completely gone. What a system. Definitely a whole thing. No longer. Over in the Dungeoneering patch notes, the anti-poison totem works against enchanted emerald bolt effects. And they've tried to stop 2x2 NPCs from blocking the doors again. And fixed the bound version of the Shadow Silk Hood. Anyways, in other news, tweening, aka smoothed animations for all standard emotes and skill cape emotes, added some particle effects, and overhauled some of the skill cape emotes. So, in general, emotes in quite a few different ways. Like specifically which skill cape emotes were changed, probably just the ones that have particles. But it was particles and then also some overhauls, so slightly different for some of the skill capes. Free player friends lists expanded from 100 to 200 people to match members' friends lists. Right-click songs to add them to your playlist. Fish flingers now accessible from Piscatoris, Shallow Village, and Barbarian Village. Split private chat color can be changed. And with all the changes with the animation smoothing, report any bugs that might have been caused by that. Quite a few visual bugs, just kind of constantly. Random groups of things clipping each other, and items. Anyways, what we're more interested in is the next quest. We get, scrolling down here, Elemental Workshop 3. Requires Elemental Workshop 2, shocking. 33 smithing, 33 defense, a pickaxe, a hammer, 12 coal, get 3 elemental ores while we're there, a piece of soft clay, and if your defense is too low, it'd be beneficial to get defense potions or something, but we're going to be fine. We're going to go grab our coal, get down to the Elemental Workshop, and also make a few additional pieces in there. More than just getting the coal and being ready. We're just going to get all the preparations done, which is 1 elemental bar, and then take 2 more elemental bars and turn them into primed bars by doing the whole process from Elemental Workshop 2. Dunk it in lava, smash it, put it in a water tank, blow a fan on it. That'll be great. Just need to go get all that. As per usual with the Elemental Workshop series here, it starts with a book. This time, in the Sears Village church here, you find a ragged book. Accept the quest, Elemental Workshop 3. You take it. And put this on here. I mean, yes, the Elemental Workshop quest is going to be in the Elemental Workshop area. That goes without saying, basically. Anyways, read the ragged book. On the face of it, this book opens a door to great endeavor. Look more closely and you'll find the key to untapped powers and energies. I can only encourage you to investigate. The movement of the assistant's consciousness to the primed middle bar obviously had an effect on Verturvius. Rather than research the primed metal any further, he resolved to return thought and life to the still body that sat in the corner of his workshop. Attempts to reverse the priming process were unsuccessful. The primed metal bar was resilient and impervious to any experimentation. Frustrated, Verturvius turned his attention to the magical powers of the body, as found in the body runes of the world. Using a modulated version of the priming machine, coupled with intricate clockwork, he perfected a method of artificially replicating the energy. It became clear from an early stage that even a small output of body energy required a machine of an unwieldy size. Further revisions to the machine increased the size, yet Verturvius was still only able to bring a single limb to life. To compound his frustration, the body energy caused the arm to act violently, flailing and tearing at the assistant. Returbius had little choice but to amputate it and store it safely away. Having made a soft clay mold of the limb in a temporary effort to rearm his assistant, Returbius resolved to investigate every nook and corner of magic to return his assistant to a semblance of life. And that is the assistant from the previous quest that used the mind-sucking machine. Is now inside of a primed bar, mind bar situation. And now his arm came alive and flailed around and was cut off. Not a good time being the assistant here in the Elemental Workshop. We got our battered key from that bookcase to open the door here. And head downstairs. And then head downstairs some more. After we look at the key on the front of the book here, there's a raised relief on the front. Mold it. Make a key mold. Let's see if we can just use this furnace here to make the battered key. Make an elemental key from the key mold in your inventory. A ragged elemental key. For Elemental Workshop 3. Wow. Yeah. Came in here, fought the guys, made the bars, came down to Elemental Workshop 2 land, went around here, made the prime bars. Now we're going down to here, where we're not going to make any mind bars. Instead, we're going to open up the body door with the ragged elemental key. You unlock the door using the elemental key. Lovely. Brings us to this room, and this puzzle, and this door. Door is locked to a slot, a primed bar in here. There's a door and a slot on the wall, opens to the control room. And inside here, we got a lever and a button. We can flip the lever to lock us in here, but the red button is not available. It is inactive. So we need to activate it by doing the puzzle here. It is, as the book said, a gigantic clockwork situation. We've got some crates, we got some scrolls, we got a number up there we can not quite see. Read the diagram here, and it explains what we need to do. Up, down, powered, put it back up, powers the top. Except the scroll didn't work on release. There's no information about what powered and unpowered was. Less descriptive here. Possibly even cut in half. Just generally, this is information on how to do the puzzle, and it wasn't very clear. Especially since you have this whole puzzle here. And, also, the whole system here was also completely different. Instead of having this fancy area up here, we can press these buttons to do things on the mini menu here. You had to run all around, pressing each individual button to move things, then run all the way to the next one. Very, very slowly. And also could only move one slider at a time. The changes in 2015 really sped this up, if not made it particularly more intuitive. What we have here is a drive mechanism. We got all these different sliders, low ones, bigger ones up here that we can't get, and mechanisms off to the sides. Essentially, you need to get the sliders to connect to the drive mechanism, and then get a chain of them to go somewhere to do something. As we only have access to the low mechanisms to start here, we basically just need to make a chain of them going over to here. In some fashion. Pull the levers to move things to places. So see if we pulled this lever here. And move that one down there. I just want to move more. Each individual one. Pull this lever. Just automatically moves those nice and quick. Something like that. Pull the lever, the thing you want to move. Now it's been moved. Just generally kind of something like this. Moving things. We can move all these. Going to need a good number of the individual pieces here. All coming together, working out. And rotate all these further this way also. And then we get this one up here. Or something. Move these. It's a lot quicker without having to worry about each individual piece here. But moving each individual slide also moves each individual slide, so be aware of that. 38 moves left. The moves left is also a mechanic here. Just need to move the things out of the way in some way here. Just get stuff to work. You can see where the hole is, essentially. It's all a bit of a sliding puzzle, which is definitely something. Now you can see these ones are all spinning. Well, it's taking care of that part. That. These, in some fashion. Move all those. Move these two. We're gonna need all the pieces here, essentially. Over here. Over here. Move these ones down. This one over. And this one over. Or something. To here. And then around the side. I'm not going all the way to the edge to preserve piece usage or something. Just need to all slide into place. And those. Then slide those two. And one more slide. And that activates this, which lowers down the mid mechanism. So now, we have another piece to play with. You can see here, we have access to this bit here, and this bit here. Got some counters on both of these sides. We only have 19 moves left. We need to reset the puzzle. Reset all the moves? Yep. But we still do have access to the mid slider mechanism. So that's great. Here we can go for this one here. And that'll work nicely. We will go start moving stuff around here. Get this one down here. Another one here. Move this one slider over to here. Go back down this way. Move this one out of the way and get this one next to it. And all the way to the top here. Then over. Also, the shape of the board changes when you get access to more of the areas here. Just a whole thing. Go down to like here. It's just so much quicker being able to just access the puzzle like this. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. And just knowing what the actual goal is also pretty helpful. Having the limited moves and not knowing what you need to do with the limited moves definitely makes the puzzle a little bit more difficult. That's for sure. That one, these two down, this one over, this one over. Move to here, move that one up, move these two, and that one. And that gives us access to an additional 50 moves. Whether we need to keep this activated here for right now, I think so. That'll be fine. No, we can't really have it active, so we have to have the 2 guy over here. So if we reset the puzzle at this point, I think we need to. We need to get access to this and then activate this. See if this keeps these 50 here. We get 75 moves, yep. So we get the full 100 moves here after activating this one time. And that's going to help quite a bit, as we need to move more things around to get more pieces to more places. Start with the next stage here. From here over to here with the 2 here. Should be great. Move this one down. And then this one over some fashion. 3 over there, a couple over here. If we move this one down here, move this one into place over this side a little bit. Bring that up to this one, or not. Got a few extra moves you can work with to play with, getting enough to get all the way through. In essence, just need to get the pieces around. Here we're moving these ones over this way. We also need to get the 2 up that way. Trying to be tactical with the movements also does help, because you need to get all the way across things. If we move this one down, move to this one over this side, we need to get this one all the way over there. And total number of pieces in order to get to the location, also something we need to consider. And also what is behind here. 2 more lows, that's fine. To here, over to here, not really. Do a few too many wrong moves and you're gonna be in a pickle. If we move these out of the way. Perhaps not. And this one down here. Scroll around to this side somehow. It's a system. This one's here. We'll move this one like that. These ones over. Yeah, we still need that one that's up in the corner there. That's gonna need to move down this way. That's not perfect by any means. Get that one down from over there. Down here. Move these ones around this way some way. This one's gonna need to get into the edges here somehow. Move that around to this side. Move this one up. These ones over. And this one down. You can get this side of things put together well enough here. All the way to the corner there. And then up to here. And then over to here. Got 64 moves left. One's going up. Needs to go down more. Go back around this way. As long as we have enough moves. Just need to move everything around in a big ol' circle. Except this one also needs to be further. A slight problem. Just need to rotate that in. And this one here. These ones over here. These 2 down. I guess we didn't need the last one. Total numbers. And that plugs in, and we get access to the 3. Now, we have the tall slider. Back over here, we've got this side here is a 3, and this up here is a 3. And start by just getting this one here. We have 54 moves left right now, so that's fine. Slider is there. Just move this around a bit. Back to here. Over to here. Slide this one down. Over here. Move this section up here. And a little bit further. And rotate that one. Rotate these. So you move the whole thing just slightly out of the way here. And then this set can go. And this one needs to move over to that side. Get the 3 stack moving down here, essentially. This is a very important step of the process, as it gets the pieces to activate this counter. The actual execution of the puzzle is not too difficult. It's pretty much just knowing what the puzzle wants you to do, and then speed of actually accomplishing it because of the changes. Not that way. Here, and this lever. Your string of gears, the counter gets stuck around 62 moves, which essentially gives us unlimited moves now, which is nice. Now what I want to do is a better look at the puzzle here. We got a low mechanism here, high mechanism on the top, mid mechanism on this side, and a high mechanism over here. And a low mechanism on this side too. There needs to be a 3 over here connected to stuff. There's stuff. Look at it. 2 needs to be in the front. 3 needs to be at the back. And we still only have the 1 mid and tall mechanism to play with. We do have infinite moves. So we have that going for us at least. Okay. Move all these out of the way. Move that one over. At least get the 3 moving up better that way. The 2 needs to be in front, so we still move that a little bit. And then move around any that need to be moved around. So that here. Mid moves over other way. Move this one down, then back up. That's fine. Infinite moves. We can do anything we need to. Pretty good. So get everything into place, essentially. And then over to here. This one needs to be in front. Once that activates there, that'd be great. Now we just need to move this part up to the top and get a system that goes around both sides. Moving stuff around, making it work. Move this one all the way here. Get these moving further up this way. This one's here. These ones are there. Move this out of the way. Move this one up. It's a system. This one here, this one up here. It's moving the 3 into position, essentially. That one can move, this one can move, this one moves up, that one moves there. Only main problem with this view of the puzzle is being able to see what's behind the big pillar in the middle. But for the most part, it works out. That is here, move that down, move 3 into position here. Lovely. We still need some ones all the way to the sides here, so I'm gonna move all these in a function, essentially. All these move there, this one moves here. Move all these up and around, essentially. This one, we can move these. We need to be on the other side. Kind of need to move a few out of the way to be able to get not in the way. Currently, we just move these up to there. Up to there. This one up here. And here. And here. Let's activate that and brought the machine bit down here. But now we need to activate it. A different mechanism entirely. Okay. So what we can do now is get this kind of just all the way around this system. Get that to here. These ones down. These ones are moving around to get to the side. A bit of all that. And this one's here. These ones are from here. These ones over to here. This one can come down. It's gonna have to back on the back or the middle. Something. Let's move that one here. Or not. See how many pieces we need. One here. Move that to there. Just gonna keep rotating it around essentially. Get these to here. Get that one further down this way. Infinite moves does help quite a bit. Can confirm. Not having the infinite move option also makes it more difficult in the future when you need to keep moving things around. Because you don't want to reset the puzzle if you don't need to, obviously. That'd be unfortunate. Okay. Let's move these like this. This one in the bottom into position. Into a position. There's that. If we move all these down and this one, nothing happens after it's powered first. Mechanism. Let's see. Need to move these. It's still connected and not powered yet. Need to power it and then move it to the other side. What I'm gonna do is this. You go just kind of all the way around. You move them down to the middle laner. For right now, just need to get all of these into position. And you can move down. Or not. Save you for later. All these over to here. Up to here to get this one down to that connection. These ones move over. Get to there. I need to slide that other one out of the sliding section here too. This. And this one. This one goes in here. Needs to be in the middle. Okay. Seem to get that one in between those two, essentially. Let's move this around, move that around, move them all around. This needs to be like here. We'll move this one out of the way. Give place for this to come back. Let's get them all connected. And it mostly works. These two in. This one up. This out of the way. Bring this one down. This one over. And then you go all the way down here. Across to there. All the way around this way. And up to here. And these two can come across like that, but we need the 3 there. We only need 1 like that. We can bring this one down. Now we need to move the actual connector piece to actually be in the correct spot. Back to connect to the drive mechanism, essentially. Now we have the square working. It's all going to work out. Just move everything else without moving any of the other mechanism pieces, which are necessary for activating the middle bit. These has powered the thing. Now we just need to raise it back up. So we go over to here and here. Move the 3 back to here. Slide this one into here. And it's powered up. It goes up. As the machine rises, you hear a whirring noise from the lever above. Now we can go above. It's a process. It is a process. Oh yeah. With this, we head up here. Use the prime bar, get inside the building. Pull the lever to lock ourselves inside, and push the big red button. What a very safe and good idea. Hilarious. Button. Ah! Press the button, and the air fills with static. Your defenses are drained, and you feel weakened. Minus. Whole bunch of defense. Open the lever. Take a body bar. Look at that. A body bar. Wild stuff. Yeah, drains your defense by 33. Well, that is unfortunate. We do need 2 bars to make this work. We just need to put another one in there. And now redo only the last 2 steps of the puzzle. Which, if you set it up properly, is very, very easy. Just move this one over. And move it back. To reactivate the movement mechanic. And then move it over. Move it down. To power it up. And then activate the movement mechanic again. And up it goes. Powered up. Simple as that. Again, way, way quicker. With not having to run around to move each individual tile with each individual button press. 2015 is a good time to do this quest, and not on release. We've got our defense drained by another 33 here. We're doing fine though. Take our body bar and get out of here. Oh yeah. The actual puzzle, not super crazy. It really is more just the time it took to run between each individual button and not actually know what you're doing. Smith at the workbench. The body. 2 bars, because of course it is. And that is Elemental Workshop 3. 1 quest point. Book of Knowledge containing 4,250 defense XP and 3,250 smithing XP, 2 defense charges and 2 smithing charges, 2,000 additional smithing XP, ability to make and equip elemental body equipment, an elemental body, and 50 noted coal. Amazing. Well, instructions. While reading the instructions from the book, you find a certificate for 50 coal. Thanks. Read the book. Get some defense XP. Get some useful insight into personal defense from reading the book. More defense XP. Get some smithing XP. Some useful techniques used in smithing from reading the book. And more smithing XP. Amazing. 50 coal. You really need that? Not really. And we really also don't need a body. It is some kind of not very good magic tank armor. It does make crazy swirls when you put it on. So, there's that. That also means we could make a body helmet and a body shield if we were so inclined. We're not really that inclined though. Elemental Workshop. What a place. Oh, yeah. That is all we need for that. With the diagram that works, the puzzle that's more streamlined, really speeds things up quite a bit. We took a big cog. Nope, that needs to stay there. You're gonna need that later for Elemental Workshop 4. That's not for a while though. We got other things we need to do first. Next time. Goodbye.